Okay. Time. Most people I know don't take the time to enjoy the moment they're living in. Take time to think about what you're going to say. Most people, if you're not like charismatic, folks think you don't have anything to say because they like their conversation like they like their food, hot, quick, and fast. You know? But really the deep thoughts come slower. And the real conversation comes with great patience, like a chess game. Some chess games last for months. And how often has God spoken to anybody lately? The Bible says God is long-suffering. We don't have a word actually to describe how God actually is. You can say long-suffering. That means you suffer long between conversations, between appearances, between time to time. But we don't. Wait a minute. Hang on just a second, so this don't keep drawing my attention. I gotta open it up. Okay. So one thing God teaches is to be patient. There. And if we're not patient, we can't enjoy life. You can't enjoy life. You cannot enjoy life. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. People that build things, for instance, or have a job, they work, whatever they're doing, and normally folks try to go find something they enjoy. Some people suffer through life. They just want to get to retirement. You know, I don't want to just get there. I want to enjoy the time that it takes me to get there. And then when I get there, I want to have enough life left to enjoy what I'm going to do when I get there. You know what I mean? So, you know, like if they're building a house, some people enjoy carpentry. I do. I'll show you something I built here in just a minute. And I had a video on it earlier. It wasn't quite finished, but it's finished now pretty much on this side anyway. And it's just a wall, partition wall that I put in the house behind the TV there. Well, I might as well show it to you. Okay. You can see it here. I don't know if they'll be the same color. They're just something behind my television so that I could divide the kitchen from the living room. Okay, that's pretty much it. But now, when I was doing that wall, I had to hurry up and finish it because I'm trying to put up a building outside, storage shed. It's a 2-story, has a gambrel roof on it, and it's got windows and wood siding and stuff like that. But the park where I live in, they're getting on to me about taking too long to get up the building. So I can't, and I enjoy working that kind of work, but I can't live in the moment I'm in and enjoy that moment because I have to hurry up and do this and hurry up and do that. Same thing at work. I kind of enjoy the work that I do. I've had several jobs that I enjoy doing, But every place I go, man, they're getting on me for being slow, you know. They don't understand why. When I was a little kid, man, I used to be a perfectionist. I'd go outside and I'd look at a blade of grass. Now, I don't see the same thing in a blade of grass as other people do. I'll tell you some of what I know about a blade of grass, okay? Blades of grass come in different colors. They come in different sizes. They come in different textures. You can get cut. You can cut your finger on a blade of grass. You know that? It'll cut your skin. You lay down in the ground and you roll around in the grass in the summertime in your yard after it gets a little bit long, and you'll get up itching all over. That's because those little blades of grass cut you. You get down and look real close. They got sharp edges on those blades of grass, and they got little sticker things that point out, and they'll cut you. See, a lot of people know nothing about blades of grass, but I know a lot about bugs. I know a lot about birds. I know a lot about trees. I know a lot about different kinds of plants. Most people cannot even recognize poison oak when they see it. Well, that's because they don't take time to live in the moment. They don't take time to recognize the things around them. They're just moving through life so fast. Gotta do this, gotta do that. Gotta make this money, why? Why? If you have enough to eat, slow down a little bit, you know. And if you don't want to slow down, then give something to some poor folks or something. Enjoy that moment, you know, whatever. But you have to take time to enjoy the moment that you're in. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says God's going to send an angel from heaven. He's going to put one foot on the land, the dry land, and another on the sea, on the water. And he's going to declare that time will be no more. That way people can take, things don't pass you up anymore. I started saying take time, but won't be any time. But people will slow down enough to enjoy life at that point. And it's not like the time that you think, okay? It's like time doesn't matter anymore. People stop getting old. Look at that hand. That hand was 3 months old at one time. That hand was a 3-year-old. I remember being young. More of my life, I remember young than any other part, because when I got so old, people was rushing me around, do this, rush around, do that. You can't be a part of society unless you rush around with them, you know. And you think about this. The Bible says God is long-suffering. You know, people like their conversation the way that they do their fast food. You know, they want it hot, fresh, and quick. And you know, the real wisdom is in the slowing down of things. Because how often have you heard from God? You know, the Bible says long-suffering, but we really don't have a word to describe God in that area. But we have, you know, because God is longer suffering. Sometimes He waits 400 years to speak to people. Could you imagine that? 400 years between conversations. A lot of people would be better off if some folks would do that, you know. Anyways, maybe we shouldn't go in there. You know, they think if you're not charismatic, extremely quick and witty, then you're not worth listening to. In reality, quite the opposite is true. People would take time to think about what they say. I've learned, you know, in my 60 years of life, I have learned that every bit of wisdom doesn't come from the top of society. Most often, you know, it comes from a hermit-like fella. You know, I'm not saying it's there every time, but a prophet of the Lord, so to speak, like that. And that's the best way to do it. But you know, I see that I'm kind of running out of time. So don't want to get this too long. People lose interest, you know. So, so God bless, and I will see you again next time, right here across in the middle ministry with another great subject. God bless.